of people they want to call me crazy. It's like running a marathon. If I got some short shorts on and a tank top and I'm sweating hard as hell, running down a street, running the wrong way down a freeway, then you're going to say that person is crazy. But if 100 other people do it with me, then it's a marathon.
Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone's having a good day, y'all. Hey, thank you guys. We hit well over that 500 likes, y'all. So let's do it again, y'all. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm grow. I set the bar low over here, y'all. We're at 500. Let's hit 500 likes on this video. Get it to 1,000. I don't know, but hey, we're back with another reaction. We got a good one today, y'all. We got some crazy storms that happened over the weekend. I got a lot of catching up to do, y'all, and we're here to watch it. So I ain't gonna talk your guys' ears off. Enough with the chit chat. Let's go get on to the reaction. Enjoy the show.
You don't find it suspicious that this time 4 years ago during an election year there was a list out of celebrities doing some really messed up things, and then again this year there's another list out of celebrities doing some really messed up things? You don't find that suspicious? What are they trying to tell you people about celebrities, and what side is it that celebrities are usually on?
And not only during last year's election year was that the celebrities, inflation was through the roof, right? We got a big port strike happening today, October 1st. We got a couple clips to get into that later.
You realize what they're applauding, right? They are literally applauding the foundation to the Antichrist beast system. Oh, you don't believe me?
Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen.
The Titanic was an inside job.
Yes, it was. The Titanic was sunk in 1912 because a guy by the name of Mr. Uster, who was against the Federal Reserve, he was such a strong figure that couldn't put a bullet in him, they got to start a war. Yeah. So they can't do that. So they built a ship and they made sure all the most important people were on this ship. And at the very, very last minute, JP Morgan and all of those guys exited the ship. The ship sinks. 1913, they go to Jekyll Island. They finish the deal. The Federal Reserve is basically born. After they got the Federal Reserve in 1913, now they had the money they needed to start World War I in 1914. So it goes from this: Titanic, Fed, World War I.
Another meeting in the near future between you.
Could very well happen, but I think the president said it the best. This is a war that should have never happened. It should have never happened, and it wouldn't have happened. It's a shame, but this is a war that should have never happened, and we'll get it solved. It's a complicated puzzle, very complicated puzzle, but we'll get it solved, and people get on with their lives. Too many people dead. Too many beautiful cities. I've seen those cities. They're so beautiful, and they, you know, I don't know how you can ever rebuild them the way they were. It's not possible.
You have to come, by the way, to see us.
Well, I will. It's a beautiful country, beautiful weather, beautiful everything. But we have to get this over with. Yeah. But it's a war, and the president agrees. This is a war that should have never happened. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I missed this, y'all. What happened right here? When was Zelensky next to Trump? Did he endorse him? I know Putin endorsed Kamala, right? Did Zelensky endorse Trump? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. He's getting too much money over there to endorse Trump.
Thank you very much.
Tonight,
all right, listen to this. Listen.
Gray and orange smoke billows from a chemical facility in Conyers, Georgia.
Good afternoon. My name is Marion McDaniel, and I am the fire chief for Rockdale County Fire Rescue. As you know, this event started at 5:30 this morning with a small fire on the roof area of the structure of Biolab. The fire was contained. and then the water supply secured.
After a fire today forcing nearby residents to evacuate. Officials say around 5 a.m. today, as employees were inside, a sprinkler malfunctioned, causing a chemical to start the blaze, which is now out and was contained to the roof.
During the time, they were offloading the product from the building.
But they offloading product
around 12 noon. For the past 2 or 3 hours, we've been battling that fire to where we now have it out. Once again, the water is secure, and we're waiting to clean up some of the debris so we can commence back to moving the product out of the building. As you see behind me, what you're seeing is still that chemical reaction from that water reactive chemical product. And once we can get it out, it was still off gas. But once again, the fire is out, and that is the status of where we are.
Doesn't look like it's out. Look at it. Look at the back of her head. Look at that. Look at all those fumes going into the atmosphere. Now, it's so crazy that they allow these type of plants just in the backyard of a major metropolitan city, right? It's crazy that they allow that, because when things like this happen, who's breathing all that in?
Right now.
No one was injured. The Environmental Protection Agency is now conducting air monitoring. Law enforcement pulling out respirators as a precaution.
Is this dangerous to lung health, or is that an issue for people?
Well, we have the EPA and EPD, Environmental Protection Agency and Department, are on scene. They're actually over on the location, and they're making assessments as to that.
The first chemical scare at the Biolab facility that manufactures pool and spa products, according to the U.S. Chemical Safety Board. In 2020, a plume of hazardous chemicals was released.
So this happened in 2020.
Since I've been a part of Rockdale County for 7 years, this is probably the third incident of this magnitude.
No timetable yet on when the area will be
safe.
ABC News has obtained a videotape that shows clearly what happened when the president fell ill. Here's White House correspondent Ann Compton.
Here's something odd I came across. This is President Bush Sr., not to be confused with his son, a later president. And in 1992, he vomited on the Japanese prime minister and then fainted. Now, the odd things. Firstly, I don't remember this happening at all. But now there's all these clips on YouTube I'm just seeing. Secondly, watch his wife. That's Barbara Bush, who some say is Aleister Crowley's daughter. Some say is a man. As soon as she sees he's going to vomit...
They've been using this, Michelle Obama thing since the Bushes, y'all.
She darts over to cover his mouth and nose. Possibly the worst thing you could do, right? Was she trying to hide something being seen from camera? And thirdly, look at this news clip. They are about to report that the president died the same day, then suddenly backtrack.
This just into CNN headline news, and we repeat, or we say right off the bat, we have not confirmed this through any other source. Stop. We are now getting a correction. We will not give you that story. It was regarding some rather tragic news involving President Bush, but...
More. They're making billions, and they're spending it fast as they make it. I want a piece of that for my men, because when they made their most money was during... When my men had to go to work on those piers every single day, when everybody stayed home and went to work. Not my men. They died out there with the... They all got sick with the... We kept them going. From Canada to Maine to Texas, Great Lakes, Puerto Rico, now the Bahamas, everybody went to work. Nobody stayed home. Well, I want to be compensated for that. I'm not asking for the world. They know what I want. They know what I want, and if they don't, well, then I have to go into the street, and we have to fight for what we rightfully deserve. These people today don't know what a strike is.
Right.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down. You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you. First week, be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week, guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job. Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft-Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft-Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days. That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're going to be like this. Who's going to win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. And in today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does.
What do you guys think? It's got my attention. I know a couple of videos ago or last video, I said, ain't nothing gonna happen. Just prices are gonna go surge, gas, all that, right? I don't know. Starting to get a little worried, y'all. All about money, though. That's it. At the end of the day, money.
Part of the matrix. I didn't shake out of that shit until after I got hurt. So a lot of people may look at my story and be like, man, he's the biggest what if, blah, blah, blah. You right. What if I didn't get injured? What? I wouldn't have found myself. I still would have been a part of the fucking circus, bro.
What is the circus?
I mean, going along with the act.
Break it down. Is it okay? You got into that.
All right, let me just tell you. Right. The circus. Only looking up shit that's on Instagram that they feed to you. That's the circus. Where it's like, oh, Black history, you learn something about Black history, and it's like, oh, I'm about to look this up now. That's the matrix. Instead of you going and looking up, like, all right, if I'm into cameras, I want to know who made Sony, and I want to know how did he make his money, and who is his family, and what school did he go to, and what was his interest in making camera, what triggered him to make that camera, instead of you seeing it online, like, oh, a Black man made the camera, or someone made the camera, this and that. I want to know the interest. And I didn't understand that till after I got hurt. Like, the hat I got on. Like, my nigga. Yeah, for sure, but... This is my Liberty Bell, bro. You feel me? This is my... I'm free, bro. Like, I'm trying to get as much liberation as possible. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wear the hat. Motherfuckers want to know why I wear the hat. I wear the hat because I'm trying to break free. I'm trying to get free. I'm trying to get as much knowledge as possible. I'm done with information and education because it could be weaponized.
How are more people not talking about what is happening in Bangladesh right now? Because it is actually wild. So this week, massive protests erupted across the country. So in response, not only has the entire population been placed under a curfew enforced by the military, but the government also ordered the closure of all universities and have completely shut down the internet and all mobile services to try and stop the unrest. I mean, can you just imagine if your government shut down your internet? That's a country of over 170 million people now cut off from the world. That's wild. And it's literally turning into something you'd see in a movie because now they've stormed a prison and broken hundreds of people out. The government is being hacked by a group called The Resistance. And on the official website of the Prime Minister, it currently reads, not a protest anymore, it's a war now. What they're referencing is the 105 people these protests according to an AFP count. So you're probably wondering, what has caused all of this? Well, Bangladesh have a job system in which more than half of government jobs are reserved for specific groups. And out of the total, only 44% of them you can actually get hired for based on merit. And when you have a country where over 40% neither working or in university, jobs really matter. Want this job system abolished, while others want it to remain, which is why things have turned so violent in words like, the only reason I even found out that this was going on was because hundreds of you guys messaged me. And it's just crazy that things like this can happen in the world and you can just go unaware.
It's dark and demonic energy that this industry was built on, and people manipulate the end of the day, it's all for the dollar and all to feed their ego. So I've seen some shit where you're like, that's just not right. Like, that's just, that person shouldn't be talking to that person. That person shouldn't be in the room with that person alone. When you're in this position to change people's lives, and you hold the keys to what they consider success, you see a different aspect of the person. People will do anything to achieve their goals, and then people will manipulate and misuse that energy to get what they want.
Why have we ever looked up to people in Hollywood? I revisit my own mindset growing up and all of the glamour of Hollywood, the glossy pages of Vogue, and thinking, oh my God, I would love to have their lives. And then you realize these people are rejects. These people are disgusting. They engage in debauchery. They have no self-control over their libido. They are all in my view, because they're so they can get in the room with the right directors, the right music executives. They're willing to do anything for fame. And when it comes to that, at that moment, you really are doing a deal with the devil, which is why, as we've shown on past episodes, there have been so many artists that have stepped forward and have written in their music that they did a deal with the devil, that they essentially traded in their soul so that they could have fame.
But yeah, they've told us countless and countless of times, right? Even back in the 60s, 70s, of rock and roll days, right? Sold my soul for rock and roll. Down to this day, they're still saying it, right? Doing things at award shows, at Super Bowls, putting it in plain sight. And the people still eat it up.
You feel that the government is doing things for you. You feel like the government is helping you out and doing things for you and has your interest, your best interest in hand.
That's why I'm gonna vote, because I believe.
But have you ever felt like that? Who's to say what happens when you go pull a lever and they say, oh yeah, we counted the votes and there's this and who knows what goes on, man? You got. I know, but when you have nothing. Hey, Chief, you have nothing to do with any of it. Any of it. There's some cats that run this thing. And a lot of people are gonna say, oh, he's crazy and rock the vote and all that. There are a bunch of cats that run this planet, and they just wait on the higher power to handle things. I mean, read your Bible. I read Revelations, they ain't say nothing about thou shalt rock the vote.
Yes, okay.
These idiots. these sheep.
SOS? 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 Same. SOS? SOS? SOS?
Look at them.
Yeah, same.
That happened to me yesterday, right? My phone shut down, SOS. You know what I did? Simple down detector on Google. Is Verizon down? Oh, Verizon's down. I think I'm going to go sit in line for 10 hours out of my day to get the answer. Sorry, we're just down today. Simple Google. Didn't use the phone all day. I could text people with iPhones on Wi-Fi, right? But when I saw that, look at these idiots. All they're going to tell them is, our services are down, can't do nothing. Simple Google, y'all.
Found some people that were just straight up actors to play this role of a gangster. And one of those people is obviously Tupac. So let's just watch this footage. You may forget this. Tupac was an actor.
A little cringy, y'all.
And I'm pretty sure he was not a heterosexual actor either on the basis of this clip. Take a listen.
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. And they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza. And we had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected, and I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, So I quit, and he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant. So when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. So that was natural. That's arrogance at the top. That's, I think, I'm most like my mother. And she likes it. She'll see it in me and know it. And we clash a lot because I'm arrogant, she's arrogant. And you should see us when we get in our little attitude moves.
I'm just saying it's a lot of hand movement for an eventual thug life gangster, okay? And like I said, he was in school for performing arts. Yeah, they were looking for people. That's him being cast. And it's very obvious to me that gangster rap was some sort of an operation and remains today. All the trap music, all the people that are getting signed, I don't say this with any ill will in my heart. I'm just not going to be convinced that, Sexy Red is the #1 talent that Black America can offer, that she gets a record deal, and that they couldn't find someone else that was producing music of a higher caliber. Again, not a shot at her.
So
I mean, there's been rappers come out and say that are more in the conscience community, especially back in the 90s, because that's, you know, before the NWAs came out, it was conscience, right? From New York. And there were some out there drug dealing and whatnot, but a lot of it was more conscience, right? Making you think. But ever since the gangster rap, they started flushing those people out. If you rap like this, you're not going to get a deal. You're not going to get this. You have to rap this way in order to get the deal. It's a deep, deep conspiracy, right? That has done a lot of damage in a lot of the minority community, that music, right?
2020,
Get into
gas prices were $1.99 a gallon. Present day, they're $3.53. Mortgage rates were 3.29%.
Oh, man, I wish.
Today, they're 7.02%. Food has gone up 25%.
Probably a lot higher than that, too.
Food has gone up 25%. Rent has gone up 22%. And credit card debt has gone up 47%.
Yeah, that's a massive problem that no one's really talking about.
All right, guys, just to give you an understanding of the devastation we're dealing with here. Chimney Rock's gone. Flying Bridge is gone. And the fucking road's gone. So, I don't know what they're going to do to get us out of here, but we got to figure it out. 'Cause this shit's crazy. Holy shit. One more of those. She's done. She's done. She's going.
Here goes. Imagine that.
While you guys are focusing on Helen, that's that hurricane right there. Watch this. Here comes Helen. Watch carefully. This is October 4th, 5th, 6th. Just wait. We're on October 10th. And do you see that says October 11th? And there's another one right there brewing. There's 3 hurricanes.
Can I tell you what I find suspicious as shit? That one of the areas affected by Hurricane Helene is the world's largest lithium deposit, and the DoD just entered into an agreement with this company right here to mine lithium for electric cars starting in 2025. Now that area is completely devastated. This is a $90 million agreement between the DoD and this company right here to get Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine up and running by 2030. If that area has been inundated, is in a disaster zone, then the government can come in and do eminent domain, and they can pay you what it was worth 5 years ago rather than what it's worth right now. Imagine that your home has turned into a watery lot and the government comes to you and says, hey, I'll pay you what you paid for it. You're gonna take it and you're gonna go, right? What do you think's gonna happen right here now that they want this lithium mine up and running by 2025, 2030 at the latest? Back in 1947, we had the Florida-Georgia hurricane, or Hurricane 9, and it was the first hurricane to be targeted for weather modification. What happened was General Electric, the US Navy, the Army, the Air Force, they poured dry ice into this hurricane using airplanes to see what would happen. Would they slow it down? Well, what happened was it slowed down a little bit, but it turned west really sharp. Let me show you. This is the path that the hurricane took in 1947. Does it look similar to you? Probably not. It's a coincidence, right? Moving on. I'm sure this is just another coincidence, but do you know who owns the most shares in that lithium mine? BlackRock and Vanguard.
One more time. How much a gallon?
I'm gonna have to look into that hurricane. I've never heard of that, dropping dry ice in the hurricane like that. We're gonna have to look into that, y'all.
That's all I want to hear.
Why are you taking a video?
How much is it a gallon? You work here?
He's taking a video.
How much is it a gallon? That's all we want to know. You're filling gas, right? How much a gallon? $10. $10 a gallon. Yeah. Okay.
Video me, okay?
That's
$10 a gallon. Is that price gouging, you think? It's a cold game, y'all.
On Helene, people in Western North Carolina were drowning in their houses this weekend. Others were losing everything. President Biden was at his beach house, and Vice President Harris was hosting political fundraisers on the West Coast. Is there a reason that they could not be here?
All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
An incredible family and incredible friends. My best friend from kindergarten is still one of my best friends.
That's crazy.
Right? Stacey Johnson.
Yeah, that's dope. I love it.
We used to go to the clubs and her Father Seville.
Yeah.
How cringy is that? Why? And they're still gonna, right? They're still gonna promote her, but look at how awkward they felt. Like you just see through it, right? You see through it. Let's replay it a little bit. It's just cringy. And when she realizes they ain't going for it. An
incredible family and incredible friends. My best friend from kindergarten is still one of my best friends.
That's crazy.
Right? Stacey Johnson.
Yeah, that's dope. I love it.
We used to go to the clubs and her Father Seville.
Yeah. And why doesn't she go on a real podcast? They're going to ask the real question. Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes they're part of it, right? You got to say what you say, what we say if you want this podcast to do anything. That's what they're on. He was the #1 spokes, George Floyd's friend back in 2020 and all that. Why is she on their podcast? Go on a real podcast. Go on a Rogan podcast. Go on, there's so many podcasts out there. Nope, she's going to go on The View. She's going to go on their podcast. She's going to do all that.
Your ring's real?
No.
Oh. So it was scripted. You knew you was getting them?
Of course, all day, every day.
Yeah. So y'all knew you was getting them that year?
I did.
Yeah.
It was a script. True story. I never told the story. In the first round, my first championship, in the first round, I forget who we were playing. I hear Phil Jackson tell Gary Vitti, hey, get us some hotels in Indiana, because that's where we're going to play in the finals. This is like before game 1 in the finals, and it didn't hit me until we got to Indiana.
Or maybe he just knew that they were the best team in the East.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I heard the man say. We haven't even played one game yet, and they were back to me. He's like, yeah, get us some, hotel rooms in Indiana. I don't want to stay in Indiana. I want to stay on the, outside of Indiana.
Are you happy they cast you in the role of Shaquille O'Neal?
Yes, I'm very, very happy, and I'm glad we beat Reggie Miller. NBA stands for nothing but actors. Don't you ever forget it. Don't you ever forget it.
When Apple... I am just not on point today, y'all. I'm sorry if my rambling's not really making sense. My talking, the mind's a little foggy today. Bear with me, right?
Made their AirPods, their iPads, their earplugs, their new VR glasses, and the iPhone. That was 1,000,000 times worse than the atomic bomb that happened in Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. And each one of you don't know that. You think what I just told you is hyperbole, but I'm going to tell you that every single chronic disease, including the one that your mother succumbed from, is linked to our tech abuse, our screen abuse, and the fact that we can't get away from it. And the smartest people who listen to this podcast are going to realize that you don't need to go on a food diet. You need to go on a tech diet.
It's illegal? It's illegal to collect rainwater.
You go to every other country, they're collecting rainwater.
People are controlling the water. It's going to be what T-shirt you wear, what political opinion, and who got beef for who. You ain't got no water. You ain't got no life. I'm trying to tell you, because, a lot of people they want to call me crazy. It's like running a marathon. If I got some short shorts on and a tank top and I'm sweating hard as hell, running down a street, running the wrong way down a freeway, then you're going to say that person is crazy. But if 100 other people do it with me, then it's a marathon.
That's a good way to put it.
Killed that.
Yeah.
Killed that.
It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14.
And I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, they're trying to.
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No.
No.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress.
I have never felt more bamboozled in my life. You're telling me this is what grass-fed means? I'm thinking they're free, happy cows living off the land. But no, this is the reality. Like, literally everything is a lie. Everything. Here I am thinking I'm getting a better quality of meat and the animals weren't tortured for me to eat this. And it's the same thing.
Okay.
I said that a couple of videos ago. All these people out there buying pasteurized eggs and organic, and it's just a sticker. You don't know where these things are unless you got your own farm, or you're buying from your neighbor who has a farm, or somebody in your community that you know deep down. Even then, right? Only yourself. If you got your own farm, you're getting your own eggs, you're butchering your own animals. That's the only time, I think. Right, all these stores, especially if you're getting it from a Walmart, from a Kroger, from a Safeway, Albertsons, and you're seeing grass-fed, you're gonna just, they're just getting you for your money, I think.
My own wife was to the Clintons. I didn't know, I didn't realize it at the time.
That you were married to her?
And well, I was married to her.
How close was she to the Clintons?
I mean, cell phone away, or hey, tell Ye to say this away, or hey, go out and use your platform to push. But stick the away part. But
do you feel like at times you were manipulated by political forces through your wife?
Attempt manipulation. But yes, there was some manipulation. Me not saying I like Trump was a form of a manipulation.
Let me tell you, what they do is they invite you to these parties, these house parties, and then they be like, oh, Whoop the Whoop gonna be there, like your favorite rapper, the big ass person, and Whoop the Whoop gonna be there. Oh, before you get in, you gotta give us your phones and all this shit, and then they might do some gay shit to somebody, and then try to and record it and tell them, oh, if you expose us, we gonna post it everywhere. And I know that from word of ear, but I know they do a lot of crazy shit in these house parties.
And more things keep popping up, y'all, that are bringing more questions. Does anybody know what this is over here, y'all? This thing popped up on the beach on the Gulf side after Hurricane Helene came through and did her thing. Now, people are saying this is a sun simulator, which ironically enough, it kind of does look like it because of these little, I don't know what these are, maybe these LEDs, these LED lamps that are going all sorts of directions, right? But yeah, y'all, this was found on the beach. Here go another angle of it so we can see more, but this right here reminds me of the Truman Show when that satellite fell out of the sky and Truman was very curious about what it was. But it looks just like this thing over here, y'all. Here go the backside of it. It looks like some type of UFO ship, y'all. Now, could this be anchoring onto the firmament? I have no idea. Or could it be in the water? I have no idea. Maybe someone will know what is going on with this. And I believe this is the engine that's powering this monstrosity of a thing. But look at this, y'all. Look at all the pipings and everything. So I don't know, man. I don't know if this came from the sky, from the waters, but this is very interesting how it came through after Hurricane Helene. So yeah, internet, do y'all think? Let us know down in the comments what y'all think this is. And be on the lookout for more things to come to the servers. There's going to be a lot of revealings this year, y'all, leading up to next. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, y'all. I'm only raising awareness to interest the situation. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Michael Jackson couldn't get his video on MTV because he was considered to be urban. The Michael Jackson.
So I literally have to be Michael Jackson of apparel in order to break open the doors for everyone that will come after I'm gone, after I'm dead, after they call me Wacko Kanye. Isn't that so funny? The people point fingers at the people who have influenced us the most. They talk the most about the people who cared the most. I'm sorry, daytime
Look at
television.
Ellen.
I'm sorry for the realness.
They got her. They got
Ellen wasn't smiling like she usually does, right? She looked like how she looks behind the camera.
her. Tell me
She
who
was
this is.
pissed.
Give me 5 seconds. You won't ever guess who it is if you haven't already seen this. So many of those involved in Hollywood don't even look themselves anymore, and it's almost like they're robots. It literally reminds me of the movie Uglies on Netflix, where they go and they get a complete transformation and they come out with their pineal gland completely calloused, and they're robots. All their scars are gone. They're perfect aesthetically, but they're gone. Their soul has been completely removed. This is not the original Shania Twain. No way.
Shania right here today, please. Right here on the end. Gorgeous. One more. Beautiful. So yeah, down the middle once more. When I saw her at her residence.
She looks nothing like her original self. No. 2023, a little bit better, but face, like her face isn't the same. She's got that glazed over robotic look. Something's off here.
Big Mac, fillet of fish, large fry, chicken McNugget.
Happy meal.
Happy meal.
A hamburger, small fry, and a Diet Coke. That comes to 1084, please.
Okay, so let's say you want to order this exact same thing today, starting with the Big Mac that would be $6.25, the large fry coming in at $4.75, the filet of fish coming in at $3, the 6-piece chicken nugget is $4.75, the Happy Meal is $6.50, the hamburger is $2.19, the small fry is $3, and the Diet Coke is $1.49. Your total comes to $31.93.
All right, family, there you have today's reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Getting ready to get the move going. Y'all getting the move going. We're starting to get packed up. We're starting to get the ball rolling, right? We're supposed to close October 17th at the new house. This house already sold, so this house is closing the 25th, I believe, somewhere around there of this month. So worked out perfect. Next house, I'm going to figure out some green screen so you guys can see me when I'm stretching my arms out, when I want to stretch, right? We're gonna fix this next room up. We're gonna maybe do some upgrades with the microphone. For sure, I want to get a good monitor because right now I'm just using a 32-inch TV. I need a good monitor. We're gonna make some upgrades, y'all. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. If you made it this far, like I said, let's get to 500 likes this video. Hit that like button. Really helps the channel grow. Helps us spread and grow this CaveFam, because I truly think we're the best community out there on YouTube, right? We ain't getting those 100,000 views, but I think we're the best, y'all, and we can grow. So anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy your day. I'm not on point today, y'all. Tomorrow will be better. It's October 1st. Make sure you got a fresh month, y'all. Fresh month before the holidays. 31 days can really change your life. I know I'm doing a little challenge, a little 31-day carnivore challenge. I'm trying to do carnivore for 31 days straight. If you can do that, life will change. Life will change. So let's do it together, y'all. Let me know down below if you guys want to get started. If you want, we can keep in touch on the Discord, links down below. We can start posting daily what we're eating, you know, what we're out, our activities, what we're exercising, whatever, y'all. Links down below if you guys want to join the Discord with me. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Later.